Sports today look polished, professional, and predictable, but their hidden history is anything but normal. Behind every modern game is a story filled with strange inventions, accidents, and moments that don't even sound real. So here are some of the rarest, least known sports facts that will make you look at your favorite games completely differently. Let's start with soccer, the world's most popular sport, whose earliest version had almost nothing to do with controlled passes or strategy. In medieval England, entire towns would play against each other with a ball made from an animal bladder, and there were no rules. The matches sometimes lasted hours, and the field could stretch across an entire village. People broke bones, windows, carts, and fences, and the king even tried banning it multiple times because players were skipping military archery practice to play. The modern, organized version only appeared centuries later. The world's biggest sport started as a chaotic street riot. Now, let's jump to basketball. Most people know the sport was invented by Dr. James Naismith, but almost nobody knows the original hoops weren't hoops at all. They were actual peach baskets nailed to the wall. And here's the strangest part. Every time a player scored, the game had to stop so someone could climb a ladder and retrieve the ball with a stick. There was no hole at the bottom. Imagine watching an NBA game where the referee stops play after every dunk to fetch the ball from a bucket. Speaking of strange equipment, tennis balls weren't always yellow. For most of their history, tennis balls were actually white or black. They only turned neon yellow in 1972 because television producers discovered that yellow was easier to see on color TV. Before then, viewers could barely follow the ball unless they had a huge, expensive screen. One change in color made tennis globally watchable. Now here's a baseball fact almost nobody knows. The New York Yankees were not allowed to put player numbers on their jerseys until the 1920s. Why? Because players didn't want the media to identify them as individuals when they made errors. Managers originally resisted numbers because they believed it would make players easier to criticize. Today, numbers are iconic, but originally they were avoided to protect players' reputations. Let's talk about boxing next. In ancient Greece, boxers fought with leather straps around their fists that had metal studs embedded in them. Basically, brass knuckles. The goal was not just to win, but to force the opponent to quit. Some matches lasted so long that fighters took turns punching each other, allowing no defense. The modern sport looks brutal, but compared to the original version, it's a safety seminar. Here's a rare fact about the Olympics. Art used to be an official Olympic event. Between 1912 and 1948, artists competed for gold medals in categories like architecture, poetry, painting, and literature. The rule was that the art had to be inspired by sports. The Olympics we watch today once gave out medals for poems. Another Olympic fact that most people don't believe at first. The longest wrestling match in Olympic history lasted over 11 hours. Two wrestlers fought in the 1912 Stockholm Games until they were literally collapsing from exhaustion. Eventually, one of them quit because he couldn't lift his arms anymore. After that, officials finally decided to introduce time limits. Now let's switch to racing. Formula One drivers lose up to 6 to 8 pounds of body weight in a single race. Not from running, from the heat and G-forces inside the car. Cockpits can reach more than 120 degrees, 49 degrees, and drivers experience forces similar to fighter jet pilots. They're strapped into a seat, sweating out liters of water while making split-second decisions at 200 mph. F1 isn't just driving. It's a full-body survival sport. Here's something wild from cricket. The longest professional cricket match in history lasted 10 days. It began in 1939 between England and South Africa. They had to stop the match, not because it ended, but because England's team literally had to catch a ship home. After 10 days of playing, they still didn't finish the game. Now here's one of the rarest sports facts in the world. Tug of war used to be an Olympic sport. Yes, the same tug of war children play at school. Between 1900 and 1920, national teams competed in pulling a rope. One year, the United States team protested because the British team showed up wearing heavy work boots, which gave them better traction. Tug of war was removed from the Olympics shortly after. Let's end with the most mind-blowing fact. The oldest known sport is wrestling. Older than soccer, older than boxing, older than running competitions. Evidence of organized wrestling matches has been found in cave drawings in France dating back 15,000 years. That means prehistoric humans were wrestling before they built permanent homes, raised crops, or created writing. Sport existed before society. So the next time you watch a game, remember, behind every rule, every ball, every jersey, and every celebration is a story far stranger than you think. Sports didn't just evolve. They survived centuries of chaos, accidents, traditions, and reinventions. And if you want more rare, real facts from the world of sports, stick around, because we've got a lot more where these came from.